Hi everybody, welcome back to the YouTube video series on how to do speech therapy at home with me Priyanka Evangeline, your speech language pathologist and audiologist. So today's topic we're going to talk about speech delay, that is a speech and language development delay in children. Specifically, the age group we're going to be talking about today is toddlers. So when you look at toddlers, they are children between 1 and 3 years of age. So today's topic we'll be talking about speech delay in toddlers, why it happens and what you can do for your child in case he has a speech delay. So in today's topic we are going to talk about a speech delay. So what I mean by speech delay is a speech and language development delay in toddlers. So when we say toddlers, we are generally referring to children between the ages of 1 and 3. So in today's video, we'll be talking about what is a speech delay, why does it happen, and how you can help your child if he has a speech delay. And we're specifically focusing in this toddler age group. So before we delve into what constitutes for a speech delay, let's see about what are the typical development milestones in a 3-year-old child. So what should your child be doing with respect to speech and language at 3 years of age? So these are what we call milestones or normative skills that has been gathered from a very large group of 3-year-olds. So what should a typically developing 3-year-old be doing with respect to speech and language? So the first thing is that he should be able to follow simple directions. So when you tell your child, take this and give it to me, bring this from the other room, give me a book, give Tata a book. So when you give him simple commands and directions like this, he should be able to follow it. And he should be able to understand a lot of spoken language in his environment. So when you talk to him or when he is talking to his grandparents or when you are talking with your spouse, so quantitatively what this looks like is your child should be able to speak about 600 to 1000 words by 3 years of age. He should be able to speak in sentences of 3 words like Amma, let's go, I want biscuit, give me chocolate. So he should be able to make small 3 to 4 word sentences like this. So the first thing is he should be able to speak about 600 to 1000 words. He should be able to make 3 to 4 word sentences, and he should also speak a lot of categories of vocabulary, for example like nouns and adjectives and prepositions. So all verbs and all these 4 categories of words should be predominant. For example, with respect to noun, he should be able to name a lot of things at home. With respect to verb, he has to be able to say words like eating, sleeping, let's go. So all of these words he should be able to say, verbs. And with respect to prepositions, he should be able to say in, under, on, inside, open. So these are the typical vocabulary you expect your child to be able to speak at 3 years of age. Apart from this, some other things that your child should be doing is he should be able to sing certain rhymes. He should be able to use plural forms of words, like example, say I want chocolates. Not just saying I want chocolate, but I want chocolates. I want more idli. I want more dosa. I want more grapes. So he should be able to express in plural forms also. And by 3 years of age is when children's curiosity is verbalized. That is, they start asking a lot of questions to you, like what is this, why is this so, where is this. So all of these what, where and why, whom questions also should be there by 3 years of age. So to recap, by 3 years of age, we want our children to be able to follow directions. The first one should be able to speak about 600 to 1000 words is the second one. Should be able to speak in 3 to 4 word sentences, that is the third one. Should be able to use different categories of vocabularies like nouns, adjectives, prepositions and verbs, that is the fourth one. Apart from this, the fifth one is that the child should be able to ask a lot of questions, and the sixth criteria is that the child should be able to speak in plurals also. So when our children don't meet these criteria for speech and language development, then we could suspect that their child may have a speech delay. So when your child only speaks a few words by 3 years of age, is not really following your commands, So then you can suspect that your child might be having a speech delay, and what you should immediately do is what I'm going to tell you now. So when we think of a speech and language development delay, what we are thinking in terms of is one, receptive language, that is the language that the child understands. Two is expressive language, which is a language that your child is going to speak and express verbally. And third one is a combination of both receptive and expressive language. So when you can ask me now, why does my child have a delay? That is a natural question you will have. So the reason for speech delay is multifactorial. But the common primary reasons can be a hearing problem, that is ear blocks, frequent ear infections. Now what this does is it doesn't allow the speech input from the environment to reach the child's brain effectively. So recurrent ear infections, or there are some children with a tongue tie. What this means is that the frenulum that attaches from the bottom of the tongue to the floor of the tongue is very short, and this doesn't allow the movement of the tongue freely. So this can also cause a speech delay. Apart from this, certain behavioral problems, certain social emotional problems can also cause a speech delay in the child. So these are some of the reasons for a speech delay. But when you notice that your child is having a speech delay, more than probing about what can be the reason, if you can find a reason, it is very good. But don't spend a lot of time in researching the reasons, but spend most of the time in helping your child. So in helping him overcome the speech delay, in helping him reach the milestones. So that is where your focus should be. So now you are kind of doubtful. Does my child have a speech delay? He's not really talking 600 words at this point. He's not telling me a lot of verbs. So now you have a doubt. When you have a doubt, the first thing you should do is go to a professional. And I would suggest go to a nearby speech language pathologist, because a lot of physicians are only now becoming aware of the importance of early intervention. So I don't want you to receive the advice of wait and watch. So that is what is a popular advice among elders in our family and a lot of physicians also. They tell you to, so just your child is only 2.5, so just wait and see. Just put him in school and you wait. He will overcome this problem. But what I would suggest is you go to a speech pathologist, because a speech pathologist, even if you're not going to receive intensive continuous therapy, just go for a consult. See where your child is at in the developmental level. So if your child is 2 years and 10 months, but after when you go to a speech language pathologist, they do a bunch of tests and they tell you, no, your child is only at a 1 year level of age with respect to speaking and understanding speech. Then you know, okay, there is a long gap. There is a 1 year and 10-month gap between what my child is doing and what my child is supposed to do. So this is a significant amount of gap. This needs some kind of intervention, some kind of program, some kind of therapy to help the child. So don't wait and watch, because the cost you're paying to wait is very expensive, because you're not giving your child the opportunity to learn more. Because a speech delay at the earlier age is correlated highly with reading problems, writing problems, academic difficulties, social emotional difficulties, behavioral problems. So it is better to start early. And for this reason, if you are unable to find a speech pathologist near you, you can contact me, and I give teleconsultation services. So you can tell me about your child and I will tell you what you can do for your child next. Does he really have a delay? If he has a delay, what you should do? Or is he just borderline delay? Only this is very slight delay. Then what can you do at home? So I will give you this consultation. Okay. So now we've covered the first thing that you should do for your child. That is, you have to go to a speech specialist. The second thing that you have to do for your child is to reduce screen time. So what I mean by reducing screen time is, a lot of our lifestyle has changed nowadays, and it is all inside the home and mostly with devices like TVs and laptops and tablets and phones. So reduce the screen exposure that your child is receiving and supplement these times with real interaction with people. That is, so if your child comes home from daycare and he spends like 1 hour to 2 hours on the iPad watching YouTube videos, you have to find a way to fill that 1 hour gap with human interaction, with people, that is either with you or with the grandparents or with the play group or with other children in the flat. So take away the screen time and make it more human time. So that is the first switch you have to do, because a lot of screen time, like excessive screen time in children at a young age is shown to affect them also in academic and social skills. Third thing that you should do for your child is you have to make time with your child. I know this is very difficult because all of us are leading busy lives. We have deadlines to meet, we have long office hours to keep up with, and we are not able to find time with our children. But try to find some amount of time with your child, because this is very crucial period for him, specifically in his development. This is the time when his brain is developing, learning things, and you want to be there at this time to supplement and nurture this process. So at least find half an hour after work, like when you come from work, just go to your child's room or go to your child's play area and sit down and just play. You don't have to teach your child, you don't have to go through goals, just play with your child, interact with him, and happily you are also happy and the child is also happy, and you just play for a while. Or you can even wake up 10 minutes early in the morning, so you have time for a family breakfast where you sit and you talk about everybody and you interact as you eat. So that is also a good bonding period with family and for your child. I know it's easier said than done, but please try to find some time, like in throughout your day, some time with your child where you both, or as a family, you just sit and play. You don't really have to teach your child, you don't have to make him speak, you just play with your child, because this is very important human connection that your child needs in order to develop the language. Okay, the fourth thing that you should do is you should be a good role model to your child. What I mean by this is, we know that our children are not really good at listening to us, right? They're not good at listening. They like to do the opposite of what we tell them. But what they're really good at is imitating us, is modeling us. So what we do, like they walk in our shoes, they stand in front of the mirror and try to comb their hair like mummies. So they're good at imitating our elders, but not really good at listening to elders. So let's use this skill. That is, you have to show your child how to talk. You have to be the model of speech to your child. So what you should do here is, you should talk to your child in a slow manner, in short sentences, using a lot of facial expressions, and make speaking fun for your child. Because there's a lot of research that shows that children learn the best by modeling and by imitation. So use this tool during every day of your child, whenever you're teaching, whenever you're talking to him, when you're getting him dressed up. Use a lot of animated voices, speak in short sentences, give a lot of pauses in your speech, and talk to your child. But I would like to also add about the hierarchy of imitation. That is, children find it easier to imitate actions first. So that is when your child is a baby, like 1 year old, you see that when you smile, your child immediately smiles. So actions, and when you clap, he immediately claps. So actions are very easy for children to imitate. So start with actions and then move on to sounds. Like when you try to make your child say mama, 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 say ga, 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 ga. So immediately your child would do it. So first do actions, then do sounds, and then we can begin teaching words to them. Just remember, children learn more from you by what you do and who you are, compared to what you tell them and what you teach them. So try to be that model of speech, that model of social interaction for your child. Try to make speaking fun, and your child will start involving himself into your activities and your rhythm too. So the fifth thing that I want to tell you parents as tips is, don't overcorrect your child. So right now you are all in this mindset that, okay, my child is not talking, and you're so focused on the negatives that he's doing. That is, you're so focused on him not talking, not saying this word, not making the sentence, that you forget to congratulate him for all the good and the positive things that he's doing. So this is very difficult. So even at work, when our boss keeps telling us, you did this wrong, do this, where is the project, well, your deadline is nearing. So he keeps giving you all these alarm signals, and your brain is always in a very tensed state, and you feel very underappreciated at work. Similarly with your child, appreciate each small good thing that your child does. Don't focus only on teaching, don't focus only on correcting, but also 80% of your time focus on making him feel good, making him feel learning is fun, appreciating him, saying good job, clapping for him, smiling at him, giving him a high five. So all these activities encourage motivation, encourage self-esteem, build his need and willingness to talk. So that is a very important skill. So children should want to talk first. So for him to want to talk, he should feel good about talking. For him to feel good about talking, his parents, his environment should reinforce it for him. So make sure you are always positively praising and building your child's self-esteem. And we will come to learning and teaching slowly. But don't focus more on overcorrection, but focus more on positive experiences in learning. These are my 5 tips for you. Let me just recap. The first thing you should do is you should find a speech specialist, go to a speech language pathologist, get a consult, get a screening, make sure your child is in the developmental milestone for his age. The second thing that you have to do is reduce screen time, supplement it with more human interaction times. The third thing that you should do is you have to make time for your child. That is, you have to find some time between the morning or after work or by going to bed, some 30 minutes to 40 minutes where you sit with your child, build an emotional connection, play with your child. So that is the third thing you should do. And the fourth thing you should do is you have to be a good role model to your child. So you have to model the language you want your child to do. So be the change. You want your child to speak these words, you have to keep speaking the word to him. So that's the fourth thing that you should do. And the fifth thing that you should do is you should not overcorrect, but you should talk positively and build your child's self-esteem. So these are my 5 tips for you if you consider that your child might have a speech delay. And don't worry if you think that your child is not speaking all these words at this time. We are there to help you. Speech pathologists are there and a lot of other paraprofessionals are there to help you. And just remember, early intervention is the goal. We want to help your child as early as possible because that will put him on track to other developmental areas, other academic, social development. We don't want to delay the process. So the earlier we identify and the earlier we teach, we push him further into the regular typical stream of development. So in today's video, we have seen the typical speech and language development milestones. So I've given you 6 to 8 milestones that your child should have. And then we saw what is a speech delay, what are the types of receptive, expressive types of speech delays. And then we saw what are some of the possible reasons for a speech delay, like a hearing impairment or a tongue tie or syndromes or brain-based problems or social behavioral problems. And then we have seen some major 5 tips that I am giving you that are very important for you to follow in case you have a child with a speech delay. So if you have any further help, I am always here willing to help. You can contact me on my phone or in my comments below. And please share these videos with other parents who are also in this confused state so they can get some clarity and so they can receive help and keep moving towards early intervention because that is very important for your child's development. Thank you for watching my video. Let's meet in the next video.